Welcome back to another episode of Save or Skip Agents, the show where we give you straight-up gameplay, honest first impressions, and a clear verdict on whether a game deserves your time or should be skipped. I'm Linda, and today we're diving deep into the world of espionage with IO Interactive's highly anticipated title, 007 First Light. As a fan of both James Bond and IOI's pedigree with the Hitman series, the excitement for this game has been palpable. But does First Light deliver a truly golden experience, or is it more of a quantum of solace? 007 First Light plunges you into the origin story of a raw, unproven James Bond, long before he became the polished international man of mystery we know. Voiced by the talented Patrick Gibson, this 26-year-old Bond is less about the shaken, not stirred martini and more about getting his hands dirty. The narrative, an original tale crafted by IO Interactive, sets the stage for Bond to earn his coveted 00 status. It's a compelling premise that allows IOI to carve out its own space in the Bond universe, free from the constraints of existing lore. The supporting cast is equally impressive, featuring familiar faces with fresh interpretations. Priyanka Burford as M, Alistair Mackenzie as Q, and Kira Lester as Moneypenny all bring a gravitas and modernity to their roles. But the real standout, and perhaps the most intriguing new addition, is the main antagonist, Bama, voiced by none other than Lenny Kravitz. While John Greenway, voiced by Lenny James, also plays a significant role, it's Kravitz's presence that promises a truly memorable villain. The character interactions are sharp, well-written, and contribute significantly to the game's immersive atmosphere. Now let's talk gameplay, which is where IO Interactive truly shines. The studio's Hitman DNA is undeniably present, particularly in the meticulous design of its stealth mechanics, but 007 First Light masterfully leans into a more action-oriented approach, offering a satisfying and dynamic blend of both. The core gameplay loop is built around Bond's instinct meter, a crucial resource that dynamically fills as you complete objectives, perform stealthy takedowns, and engage in combat. This meter isn't just a passive bar, it actively fuels some of the game's most innovative and Bond-esque features, bluff and lure. Bluff is a brilliant social stealth mechanic that truly makes you feel like the world's most charming spy. It allows Bond to talk his way out of sticky situations in restricted areas, using his innate charm, quick wit, and a bit of misdirection to avoid confrontation. It's a fantastic non-lethal option that rewards observation and clever dialogue choices, adding a layer of depth beyond simple cover-to-cover sneaking. Lure, on the other hand, is your tactical playground. It lets you strategically draw enemies out of cover, perhaps by creating a distraction or making a subtle noise, for a quiet, efficient takedown. This adds immense tactical depth to the stealth sections, allowing for creative environmental manipulation. And when the best-laid plans inevitably go awry, the focus ability provides a brief, cinematic window for precision aiming, allowing you to pick off key targets or escape a tight spot, giving you a crucial edge in intense firefights. These mechanics combine to create a fluid, adaptable gameplay experience that constantly encourages player agency and strategic thinking. The melee combat is surprisingly robust and visceral. It's not just about mashing buttons. Bond uses his environment to his advantage, slamming enemies into walls, throwing objects, and generally making every punch feel impactful. It's weighty and brutal, allowing for cool, improvised environmental weapons like pool balls or bottles. However, it can feel a bit loose and clumsy when fighting multiple opponents simultaneously, which can be a minor frustration in larger brawls. Despite this, the sheer satisfaction of disarming an opponent and using their own weapon against them, or improvising with environmental objects, is immense. Each blow carries a tangible weight, and the animations are fluid and brutal, perfectly capturing Bond's raw, unrefined fighting style. It's a system that, with a bit of practice, becomes incredibly rewarding, transforming close-quarters engagements into miniature puzzles of environmental interaction and precise timing. And what's a Bond game without gadgets? First Light keeps them grounded yet incredibly fun. We're talking about a spy watch with a laser, a missile pen, and even a phone that shoots poison darts. These aren't just gimmicks, they're integrated seamlessly into both stealth and combat, offering creative solutions to various challenges. The Q-Watch, for instance, can blind guards or trigger environmental traps, like dropping a chandelier. However, one minor criticism is the gadget battery system, which requires you to manually recharge high-tech tools using car batteries found in the environment. It feels a bit video gamey and restrictive compared to a standard cooldown, but it does add a layer of resource management. This design choice, though unconventional, reinforces the idea of a less experienced Bond who must make do with what's available. The mission structure is a clever mix of linear, cinematic sequences and expansive, Hitman-esque sandbox levels. You'll traverse diverse and beautifully rendered locations, from the icy landscapes of Iceland, where Bond pursues the elusive 009 in an exhilarating opening naval mission, to the training grounds of Malta, which cleverly allows players to experiment with stealth or go in guns blazing. We also get a high-octane escape through Kensington in a garbage truck, set to the iconic Bond theme, and visits to the exotic locales of Vietnam and the intriguing settings of Slovakia. Each environment feels distinct and offers unique opportunities for both stealth and action. The scale of some of these missions is truly impressive, showcasing IOI's ambition. And speaking of missions, there's a particularly memorable Mr. Freeze-esque boss fight that forces you to use all your gadgets and environmental awareness to outsmart a cunning adversary, reminiscent of the best boss encounters in gaming. This blend of linear spectacle and open-ended tactical freedom keeps the gameplay fresh and exciting throughout. And yes, there are driving sequences. While I can't go into too much detail without spoiling some of the surprises, rest assured that First Light delivers on the classic Bond car chase fantasy, adding another layer of variety to the gameplay. Visually, 007 First Light is a stunner. Playing on a PS5 Pro, the game runs at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second in performance mode with crisp 4K visuals. The game is also slated for release on PC and Xbox Series X/S, with a Nintendo Switch version coming later in the year. The character models are incredibly detailed, the environments are lush, and the overall presentation is top-notch. The performance capture is excellent, bringing the characters to life with nuanced expressions and movements. The attention to detail extends to the smallest elements, from the intricate designs of Q's gadgets to the realistic wear and tear on Bond's attire. The sound design is equally impressive, with satisfying weapon effects, immersive ambient sounds, and a dynamic musical score that swells and recedes with the action, culminating in Lana Del Rey's hauntingly beautiful theme song, which perfectly encapsulates the game's tone. The overall presentation is a masterclass in immersion, pulling you deep into Bond's world. So, what's the verdict? 007 First Light is a fantastic entry into the James Bond video game canon. While some might argue that it plays it a bit safe by incorporating familiar mechanics from other successful titles, IO Interactive has refined these elements to near perfection. The narrative is captivating, the characters are memorable, and the gameplay is a satisfying blend of stealth, action, and gadgetry. It's a game that truly makes you feel like James Bond, even if it's a younger, rawer version. For its compelling origin story, engaging gameplay, impressive visuals, and excellent voice acting, 007 First Light earns a solid 9 out of 10. It's a fresh start for the Bond gaming franchise and a must-play for fans of espionage thrillers and action-adventure games alike. IO Interactive has proven once again that they understand how to craft immersive worlds and deliver thrilling experiences. That's all for our review of 007 First Light. Let us know in the comments what you think of the game, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth game reviews. Until next time, stay frosty, agents.